have to forfeit those games.
No, they playing like 10 minutes a game. He got a sophomore forward. He only played 3 minutes, and a freshman point guard.
Who's the head coach of UConn?
You said what?
Who's the head coach there now?
Gino. Orium.
Oh, you talking about the girls?
Yeah.
I thought you talking about the men.
Men are trash.
Who is the coach for the men?
I don't even know who it is anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't either. That's why I was asking.
I haven't even checked in a while.
I do like keeping up with the girls. Oh, there she is.
Oh, you ready for the
So I'm on my phone right now, waiting for my PC to update.
Well, just stay on your phone. You better not take your ass. No.
You can hear me all right, though?
Carrie, here's my thing. Yeah, you fine. It looks good. I'm going to tell you this, though. You know me now. I was okay with you being gone. There were some people on this show that was upset about you being gone.
What?
Who said you were running away from ass whipping. Because,
no.
Because your team ain't performed very well.
That was you, Irv?
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
That don't even sound like anything I say.
Bet.
First of all, he talking about the Falcons here. You never heard me say a word about the Falcons.
Miss Carey, come on now. Because you know if it was me, you know I'm going to say what I have to say.
Listen, I know they suck ass right now, so I ain't worried. It's a shame.
Yes, it is.
A full shame.
A sin and a shame. That's what my mom used to always say.
A what? A what?
Sin and a shame. A sin and a shame.
Indeed.
It's just a sin and a shame.
That's hilarious.
That's Miss Francis right there, boy, all the time. Sin and a shame. Couldn't you be ashamed? Had to be a sin and a shame.
Yeah, I'm going to use that. At least 6 more times. I think that's how many games we got.
Oh, my goodness.
Tom, what's going on? How you doing, Tom? Tom, as usual, holding up his poster, the first one on the show. Travis Daddy. There, I just was about to say, Travis Daddy going to be in number 2 tonight. There he is. Hello from Charleston. Hey, Mr. Butler, how you doing?
Oh, man. Ready for a good one today.
Miss Carey, I need you to give me a headline. You missed it. A headline, something you want to talk about. It can be either real or it can be fictitious. I'm gonna give you an example when we get started here in a minute.
I got it. I'm ready.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking. That's why you my girl. I little Irv was like, let me think.
Yep.
Miss Caroline, bow down. I got it. Let's do this.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. See there, Mr. Butler said, good to see you, Carrie.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
MIA for a while.
It's been a rough go at life these days, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, we glad you're here, Miss Carrie.
Ooh, I didn't mean to do that.
When Travis said we can start the show, we're going to get started. But, you know, Travis is the boss. Jason ain't here. Well, I say Jason ain't here. Jason's always here.
Jason's
so, you know Jason out there somewhere. He'll be chiming in a few minutes. Or he'll be...
Say the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the beautiful Imperial Palace up here on Black Mania. And look who is in the building today. Miss Carey, what's going on with your hair? Do I see like some purple? I see like a little purple glow or something. What is that?
It's not red and black.
That's my royalty. No, it's not.
It's that Phoenix Sun purple.
It's that Baltimore purple,
Man,
always representing the Ravens.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about the Ravens representing them today. I'm finna go off on some Ravens today. Lord have mercy.
Or Minnesota, or the Raptors. Anybody but the Falcons right now.
Man, the Falcons need some purple or something because they need to change their name to the Buzzards or something. But anyway, Miss Carey, I'm feeling that though.
Thank
you. You know how I like that purple now.
I
love that purple. That's looking all right there. Big Irv, what's going on? Chocolate City. We're gonna start calling you Chocolate Man.
Not much, man. Representing throwing the throwback Nike commercial t-shirt on today.
Which is that? Which commercial is that now?
You remember when they was like making that screech?
Yeah. Look, my favorite Nike commercial was always the one where Shaquille O'Neal was trying to be one of the great centers of all time. And they were like, they always grab him and pull him into some portal. And they said, what's the password? He said, don't fake the funk on a nasty duck.
I remember that.
That was always my favorite. We lost Miss Carey. Where'd you go, Miss Carey?
Switch it back to the laptop, probably.
Oh, my God, she got to come back. Miss Carey, make that come back and get back on here. Matthew Cowlett in the building. Denise Ham. Hey, Miss Ham. Yeah, Miss Carey. She was here, but she knew we were about to get. Oh, there she is. She bet what happened? Did Chris Paul call you on that phone?
No, not yet. If he does,
I'm ready for you, Matt.
I hear you. All right, we have a new segment. I'm gonna let y'all guys know how it is. This is the way it's gonna work, and I'm gonna demonstrate it first. It's just gonna be like a little commercial break every now and then, just so we can get off talking about football or talking about a certain part of football or whatever. And it's gonna be headlines of the day or headlines of the week or whatever. So I'll start off. It can be the fictitious headline, or it can be a real headline, and you got 1 minute to rant about whatever you're talking about. So my headline of the day is new NFL commissioner Boo Mitchell cuts the league down from 32 teams to 24 by getting rid of the 8 worst teams in the league. And everybody knows who they are. I'm tired of watching this garbage football. I mean, there's some teams out there that got no business out there playing. I mean, the Jags like that. We know the Falcons are horrible. The doggone Lions, the Browns, the Bengals, the Raiders. I mean, it is just some absolute trash football. And not only that, I'm putting some sanctions in too. Like, I watched the game the other day, the Ravens. The Ravens and whoever they were playing, the score was 9-7 with 2 minutes to go in the game. 9-7. I think the final score wound up being 13-8 or something stupid. But 9-7, they're not even double digits with 2 minutes to go in the game. I mean, that should be a fine. I think both teams, if you don't have double digits by the fourth quarter, your ass got to pay $1 million. $1 million and name your charity. Because, I mean, that is absolutely.
Oh, and coach has been.
Look how Travis did it. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and get started now. But y'all see how it works now. All right, let's talk about the first game today. We'll talk about it. Ravens and Bears. Ravens and Bears. Did you see the game, Herb?
I did.
Unfortunately, go ahead and talk to us about the Ravens and the Bears, Herb.
Listen, Lamar Jackson had a flu bug. They're saying non-COVID, and the game represented that because the game, it looked like a COVID game. It should not have been played.
Amen.
It was a disaster. The Bears look ugly. The backup quarterback for the Ravens looked ugly. Tyler Huntley. It was just a back and forth piece of trash. And I just quickly turned it off. I just said I wasn't going to watch no more football for the first game. And went back to the other hometown team.
Thank you. Miss Carey, what do you think? Since those are your Ravens.
I caught the tail end of it, and they all look like Falcons to me. It stank. I was thinking that the Bears were going to win for a minute, and then I think I walked away and came back, and the Ravens had won. So it was boring. I didn't watch it.
Here's my thing, and I didn't know this. I didn't know who the backup quarterback was for the Ravens. And when they picked this guy up and I saw him out there, I'm like, this makes no sense to me. If you have a quarterback who cannot throw the football, why would you have a backup quarterback who also can't throw the football? Would a backup quarterback be somebody that can throw the football? I mean, it was terrible. I was just sitting there. This is the game I'm talking about. 9-7 in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. I mean, the final score wound up being 16-13. So with that being said, I mean, they scored almost as many points in the fourth quarter as they did in the other 3 quarters. I mean, it was terrible. I was so mad. That's the reason I finished watching. I couldn't turn the channel early. I had to keep watching. And then me and Travis going back the whole time. Because Travis talking about Dalton should be starting for the Bears and all this other stuff. Here my thing is. It wasn't just, it didn't have anything to do with Justin Fields from what I saw. No. And Justin Fields got hurt and had to be carted off or whatever. At the end of the day, if you are a team that's losing, not to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, but losing to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson's backup, dude, y'all need to be out of the NFL. I mean, that is terrible. I mean, it was just awful. It was one of the worst games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
I mean, I'm this guy. I know that's your team, and no disrespect, but that was absolutely ridiculous. And anybody else think Dalton should be starting? Let me know, because I don't believe it. I don't think he should be starting for the Bears. Period. Moving right along.
Anybody think Dalton should start? Let me get some of that alcohol you're drinking on.
Amen. That's Travis. Travis drinking that hooch. He drinking that moonshine. That's what Travis drinking. Anyway, moving right along. Let's talk about the Colts and the Bills. The score was 41-14. My question to you, and we'll go to Miss Carey first. Are the Colts a big surprise in a good way, or is it the Bills being a big surprise in a bad way?
I think for this game specifically, it was the Bills being a big surprise in a bad way.
Okay. Why you say that?
I really expected them. Like, I think that there are such thing as good losses as you're trending toward, towards success. Like you play well, and I think a good team needs a loss to kind of get them enamored again, get them focused again.
I can go with that.
I'd seen that like twice by the Bills, but I've always been impressed, or recently been impressed by their games. This game, like, I felt like they were out of it the entire time. Like they lacked focus from the beginning to the end. And that was surprising for me.
The Bills have no run game whatsoever. That's their biggest problem. Go ahead, Herb.
I think it was a bigger showcase for Jonathan. Why I keep forgetting his name? Jesus, crazy. The running back for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor.
John Taylor.
He was a killer at Wisconsin.
Bad boy.
Now he's a killer in the league.
He is a beast.
It was a showcase for him because the Colts still look terrible everywhere else. But once they handed the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, it was just like, there's no way they're losing the game.
First of all, I can't be down when no team got Carson Wentz starting their quarterback for them. So that's my number one problem with them. But I'm more concerned about the Bills. I mean, almost overnight, the Bills were like supposed to take over, the AFC. Everybody already had them penciled in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. Right. I mean, everybody been talking about that, especially since, and we'll get to this in a few minutes, especially since the Titans are just trash now that Derrick Henry's out. I mean, it just seemed like the Bills just got stinky overnight. And I don't understand that. I don't know where that happened. I mean, the Bills are absolutely, they about as bad as the rest of these jokers. I mean, the Bills the Titans lost to the Texans. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but that's what I'm saying. That's how bad they are. So anyway, I don't know what to think about. Is it that the Bills have dropped that far, or is it that the Colts have risen that far? That's I guess time will tell. So we'll see how that goes. All right, moving to the next game. Let's talk about one of Earl's favorite teams, the Washington football team. We're gonna call them something. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We're gonna make I can't be saying that. I can't be saying the Washington football team versus the Panthers. Another one of miscarried babies. Cam Newton was in the building. Cam Newton back at home, starting at quarterback. The energy had to be electric in that building. That's a game I wish I could have gone to, because say what you want to about Cam. Call him a metrosexual, call him all that other stuff, call him a hot dog, call him a loud mouth, call him all that. But everybody says that Cam brings more electricity and excitement to a team in a game than anybody. And I mean, even McCaffrey said that. McCaffrey's like, dude, it is nothing like being in a building, in a room that Cam Newton is in. So all that being said, Cam came in and did his thing a little bit. I think he had 2 touchdowns. I think 1 passing and 1 throwing, but he lost. And I mean, I'm not so sure that Cam is the answer for the Panthers. What do you think, Miss Carey?
I mean, the fact that Bill Belichick let him go tells me something, because it seems like Bill Belichick can make a quarterback out of nothing. But I mean, for Cam Newton himself, I'm happy that he's in the league. I'm happy that he has that he's playing well. I don't know that he's the end all answer for North Carolina. And a showman is good as long as you're winning. Mm-hmm. Once you start losing, a showman is lost, because part of his power, part of his his energy comes from the fact that he can talk and that he can kind of act out that showmanship on the field. But once you start losing, I think that a showman loses his power with that.
Okay, what do you think?
Cam Newton was not the reason they lost that football game.
He did what now?
He was not the reason they lost that football game.
Okay, what was? Tell me what was,
Everything else. DJ Moore didn't show up. Robbie Anderson didn't show up. The defense was spotty. The play calling for the Panthers was spotty.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that Washington took advantage of all the spottiness. So I'll just say this. Cam Newton's going to get an extension in Carolina. And with that being said, what will they do with Sam Darnold? I'm sorry. Yeah, Sam Darnold.
It's Sam Darnold.
They just paid him all this money. Especially a coach like yourself, been speaking down on Sam Darnold like since he came.
They never liked him. They never liked him.
Add me to that list.
Yeah, never.
What do you do? Will you Teddy Bridgewater him?
No, you find a bigger fool out there than you are that's gonna want him and take him and pay him that money. That's what you do. Yeah. That's gonna eat that contract.
And I was going to pop one of my questions in there, my 1 minute rant, but I'm gonna wait till we talk about another team and include Washington in that.
Okay. Well, here's my thing about this game. I'm with you, Irv. I don't think that Cam lost it, but Cam is still Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time Cam threw the ball, it reminded me about how bad he is throwing the ball. I mean, the dude has the form of like a 13-year-old kid that ain't had no coaching. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's strong and he can muscle the ball out there and all that other kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, he throws the ball way too late, and he just does not have good. I mean, he does not have good form throwing the football. And so, therefore, he's all over the place with the ball. I mean, it is what it is. And so Cam is
Coach,
still Cam.
Are you saying he lets go of it late, or he throws it late in the play?
Oh, both. I mean, the thing about it is that he has a long delivery when he throws the ball, and he waits until, like, a lot of quarterbacks will throw the ball when the receiver stutters their feet, because that's a signal to throw the ball. I'm getting ready to get out of my break. Cam waits till they get out of the break, and he sees their numbers before he throws the ball. And when you do that, the defensive back is already on his way.
So do you think it's partially because he has the arm strength to get it there fast with the tight spiral? Because it gets there quick.
Overconfidence.
Yeah, but he does because he throws the hell out of the ball. A lot of people say he throws like Michael Vick used to throw. Michael Vick knocked you down. I mean, a lot of times Michael Vick threw the ball way too hard, you know, to people that were like 5 yards away from him. He doggone just gunned the ball to him. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to be smart enough and whatnot to understand that when that receiver starts getting into his break and sinking his feet in the ground, go ahead and put the ball in there. So when he turns around, that ball is already on the way. And a defensive back trying to break on that thing is way too late. That's why all these very good quarterbacks who do that don't throw a lot of interceptions. You know, every time about Tom Brady does that. Well, Tom Brady had more interceptions this year, bro. Dude, did you see the kind of interception he got the other day where the ball hit the guy, bounced out his hands, and then another guy? I mean, you can't do nothing about those kind of interceptions. Right. I mean, I don't even think that should be counted as an interception against a quarterback. I think that needs to be against the receiver. I mean, when a receiver drops the ball like that and basically hands it to somebody else, dude, that should never go against a quarterback. That was terrible.
I agree.
So in any event, my whole point is that Cam is still Cam. And so Cam's going to be Cam. And if you say they're going to sign him to an extension, I'd like to know how long of an extension you thinking about.
Oh, 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
They're crazy as hell if they do. They better do it one. They may do one in an option or something like that. But doing 2 years, ain't no way in the hell I would sign Cam for no 2 years. I mean, you know, like Miss Carey said, it's fun having him in the house and all that, but you still got to be winning.
Right.
And right now, I don't know that that's on the table. I don't know if winning is on the table.
Okay.
So, all right, we're going to slip. Miss Carey, since I told Irv about it before I told you, we're going to slip away to a little station break and let Irv do his 1 minute rant. His headline of the day. What's your headline of the day, Irv?
So my headline of the day, and Tom, be ready. With the Cowboys looking bad right now with the tougher schedule in the NFC East, like I predicted 3-4 weeks ago, and with the Philadelphia Eagles with arguably the easiest.
Look out.
Cowboys only 2 games up. Are we looking at another year of a collapse of the Dallas Cowboys? I say yes. Think about this. They still got to play the Cardinals. They still got to play the whole entire NFC East, which they always shuffle with. In Philly, the next 2 games that Philly got is against scrub teams. They got Vegas, and I want to say they got I'll look it up in a second, but it's not looking good, only being 2 games up. With 7 games to go.
Wow.
I told you, if after Thanksgiving they only up by 1 game, I'm going to come in here and the first thing I'm going to do is just bust out laughing.
I think you got muted. Irv. I'll just see if Travis mute you or not. But all right, here's the deal, Irv. Matthew Kalut out there telling you to bring that smoke.
I ain't got to. Dallas got to.
Yeah, boy. I hear you. But listen, you know, I'm a Cowboy hater. I'm a Cowboy hater. I can tell you that. And
Philly got to play the Jets and the Giants next.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the Cowboys here in a minute. But right now, let me see. Let's talk about the Packers and the Vikings. Let's talk about that. I enjoyed this game, and I'll be honest with you. Y'all know I'm a bad man fan now. I'm a bad man fan. I thought the Packers were gonna win this hands down, but they didn't. They lost. The Vikings 34, Packers 31. What do you think about that, Ms. Carey?
I missed it, Coach.
Did you? I saw it. It was a good game. We'll talk about it in a second. Go ahead, Irv.
I'll just say this. Kirk Cousins balled and showed me a lot, but still showed me nothing. He showed that he could play in these type of games, but it scares me.
I got to give the Packers props, but I really got to give the Vikings props. The Packers answered everything the Vikings did. I mean, it's like The Vikings would score, Panthers would come, Packers would come right back and score. You know, they were just going on and on, back and forth with each other. And then all of a sudden, you know, I mean, the Packers scored, but the Vikings just marched right back down the field and scored and won the game. I mean, it was probably the most exciting game of the day. When I'm looking at here at everything, I think that was probably the most exciting game of the day. You might argue that the Cardinals and Seahawks was a pretty good game. Just looking across the board here, nothing else really stands out. I think that was definitely probably the game of the week. So hats off to the Vikings. I mean, they did a thing, and I didn't think they could do it. I mean, I think they're in the same division. That's the division foe, and everything. I mean, that was a great win for them. So hats off to them. Miss Carey, let's talk about the Eagles and the Saints. What's that now?
Wait, I was going to ask about the defenses though. Was it Green Bay's defense that let them down?
I won't say that because I mean both when teams score 30 points, I mean both defenses really haven't done their jobs. I mean when you got 30 points each, and like I said, the final score was 34-31. So I won't really blame it on the defense. It was just it was a perfect football game for guys like me because I like seeing a lot of offense. I'm not trying to watch a game like I said earlier where it's 9-7 with 2 minutes to go in the damn game. When all of the damn rules in the NFL are for the offense, you can't sneeze on a damn quarterback. You can't touch a wide receiver after 5 yards. I mean, every rule is built for the damn offense because the NFL was trying to promote more scoring because that's what fans like to see is more scoring. And so all of the rules are weighted toward the offense. So when you have a defense, I mean, to me, a 34-31 game, like I said, that's my kind of game to watch. I want to see somebody at least in the mid to high 20s in whatever game I watch. I want to see a game that has a single digit in it or a team that doesn't score at all. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But it was just ridiculous. So I liked the game. I liked everything about the game. And I don't think it was bad defense. I just think it was very effective, good execution by both offenses. I think that's what I would say.
And Aaron Rodgers didn't get a chance to finish the game.
Say what?
Kirk Cousins just finished it. Aaron Rodgers didn't get a chance to finish the game.
Oh, I agree. Whoever had the ball last was going to win. It was just one of those kind of games. That's what I'm saying. And but my point is that Kirk Cousins didn't, wee on himself like a lot of guys do in that situation. He marched down the field and they scored. So like I said, congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he wins. For me, he's like Carson Wentz and Jared Goff and Sam Darnold. It's like they get these and Matt Ryan. Like you win these players win one game out of a number of games, and then we start talking good about them. But at the end of the day, they don't show up when you need them to show up.
Real quick, Miss Carey. Matt Ryan, will he be in the Hall of Fame?
Probably. I think yeah.
He has a good chance. Good chance.
I'm telling you right now. If Matt Ryan gets in the Hall of Fame and y'all hear somebody try to burn it down, it will be me. Because there ain't no way in the hell Matt Ryan should be in no damn Hall of Fame. I ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, thank you, Joe Fleischer. I'm with you. Dude, there ain't no way in the hell Matt Ryan should be in the Hall of Fame.
He goes somewhere and blow up. He has a chance.
I tell you what, everybody in here agreeing with me. Tom said better not be. Mr. Butler said no. Joe said no. I'm waiting on Matt Kalut. He didn't respond yet. And I'm waiting on Miss Ham. I need to hear from you too. Dude, that ain't no way in hell he better get in the Hall of Fame. Like Deion Sanders said, they watering down the Hall of Fame now. Deion said, y'all need to build an upper room or something and put me and everybody else up there who need to be in that upper room. Let Matt Ryan, if he gonna be in there, he need to be downstairs.
It's been that way. That's nothing new.
So I'm sure hoping that he won't. I heard a discussion about that the other day on the radio, and I thought I'd ask y'all to see what y'all thought about it. So anyway, Steelers and Chargers. This was another crazy game. If you saw this one, Chargers wound up outlasting the Steelers, 41-37. Now I will talk about some bad defense here, Miss Carey. Because when you letting some Joe score 40-something points, something's wrong. So once they get over 40, that's crazy. Oh, Matt Kalut says Matt Ryan is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wow.
But I think Matt Kalut been drinking, so we're not.
Okay.
Let me get some of that brown you got in your body.
Anyway, Steelers Chargers. What do you think, Herb?
Two ugly teams. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say I'm not really a fan of either one. But Miss Cameron, I'm gonna give you a shot at it.
Well, I think the game, I must have fallen asleep. But who won the game?
Chargers, 41-37.
Okay.
It was another one of them battles. It's like whoever got the ball last was gonna win.
I was hoping Herbert didn't win because I really want him to get hit in the mouth a couple times. But yeah.
Herbert did his thing, by the way. I ain't gonna lie to you. He clowned. He had a great game. He had a great game. And especially against, the Steelers. Everybody talks about the Steelers and defense and all that. 41 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Come on, somebody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That defense is supposed to be stout.
I agree. All right, well, we're going to move on then since y'all ain't got nothing to say about that.
But they were missing 3 or 4 COVID players on defense, so.
Yeah, I know that's true. Let's talk about the Saints and the Eagles. Is Jalen Hurts starting to get kind of comfortable? Is he starting to kind of feel this NFL thing? Got do a little shimmy a little bit when he's out there playing? Talk to me, Herb.
What I just said a couple minutes ago.
That's why I brought it on out.
Eagles getting that weak part of the schedule.
Dude, he looking comfortable. He looking mighty comfortable back there.
Yes,
that boy, look. He reminded me of that look when he had when he was at Alabama. I'm just saying, man, I'd be worried. I'd be very worried if I was a Dallas Cowboy.
Extremely.
And not only to be worried for this year. You got to deal with him for a minute. Barring some kind of doggone catastrophe to happen to him, or some owner framing him like they did Deshaun Watson over there in Houston. He's gonna be around for a minute. So, what do you think, Miss Carey?
I think he started off on a high, and then he hit a dip, and then he's coming back high. So, I hope he stays up, and I hope that I'm sure that his career is going in the right direction, but I don't know about the rest of this year and how he'll fare the rest of this year. Because we were all talking about him at the beginning of the year. We were like, "Oh, this is the next dude. This is that guy. He is that guy." And then he ran a couple of losses together, and everybody was like,
First of all, he's in a terrible division, like Irv has alluded to. So he should be okay in that division. And then number two, like he said, they've already been through the tough part of their schedule. Guys, we're pretty close to midway through the NFL season. And, a lot of teams are starting to hit their stride. And I think that Philadelphia could be one of them. I really do. Anytime you got a quarterback like Hurts, and I like Hurts better than I like your boy out there in Arizona.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, let me tell you why. Because Kyler Murray, at the end of the day, he's just a little too short, and his hands are a little too small, and all of those things. But when you got Hurts, I think you got the best of both worlds. I think that Kyler Murray is also just not quite big enough. Hurts is a grown-ass man. He's 30. He kind of stout. And so he's not going to get hurt as often and get beat up as much and things of that nature. And he doesn't have to be rolling out all the time and all the other things you have to do with Kyler Murray to get where he can see people and see the field and see who's open and all that. So that's why I think I would appreciate more having a quarterback like Hurts than Murray for those reasons. So
he ran like 33 miles on the Falcons when he played us.
I hear you. Well, a lot of people do that when they play y'all.
Yeah.
So
Look,
we finna get to y'all in a few minutes. Bless your hearts. We about to get to y'all in just a few minutes, Miss Carey.
The door is wide open for Philly, especially with the next 5 games they got.
I hear you. I mean, if I were the Cowboys, I'd be worried, especially with the way the Cowboys are playing. And I think the play calling is suspect for the Cowboys. Matter of fact, let's switch to that game now. Cowboys Chiefs. Everybody was waiting for this game. Everybody was thinking this was going to be a barn burner. Going to be maybe an overtime game down to the last minute. And the score to me doesn't really reflect the margin of victory that it really was. Because if you'd have seen the game, you would have sworn that the Chiefs won by more than just 10 points.
Yep.
The final score was 19-9. And it felt like it was 35-0. I mean, the Cowboys just looked like garbage. I mean, and CeeDee Lamb was out. Who's the other receiver? Amari Cooper was out. And they started trying to throw the ball up and down the field to a bunch of scrubs. Instead of looked like Zeke was getting 8 yards a carry. And instead of just running the ball, I guess Kellen Mond felt like since he was on TV that he needed to show off and show everybody how smart he was and trying to throw the ball all over. It was terrible. It was terrible. I know Zeke was hurt, Joe, but I'm saying Zeke was still playing. And Zeke, when he was in there playing, was getting damn 8 yards a carry. I mean, he was just falling in behind that big line and running like he used to run. And when the dust cleared and the referee spotted the ball, it was 8 yards down the field every time his ass touched it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what was wrong with that. I guess it wasn't pretty enough for that dumbass offensive coordinator to do that the whole game. When you hold KC to 19 points, you have to win that game. Well, apparently not. Apparently not. Not when you got that sorry-ass offense they got. And, I mean, it's sad because they got so many stars. And the bottom line is half the stars you never even heard of. You know why? Because they got one of the best offensive lines in the game. And nobody knows who those offensive linemen are. Nobody can name one offensive lineman on that team. But those are the real stars on that team. And that's why Ezekiel Elliott is Ezekiel Elliott, because he's running behind those big hogs up front who are people movers. They don't just get in people's way. They back people up. They got big 300-pound people in front of them, and they are pushing them backwards. Got them on damn roller skates. So, I mean, it's a shame that to see the well, not for me because I hate the Cowboys, but for people like Matt Cowlett who watches, who is a big fan of the Cowboys and all that. And yes, I'm a hater. I'm a Cowboy hater. And I hate somebody tell Mike McCarthy to just shut up. I hate seeing him spotlighting, headlining the news and being in the spotlight and all that. He just needs to shut up and coach. They talking about shut up and dribble. Tell him to just shut up and coach. I mean, we don't want to hear that stuff from you and whatnot. Just be quiet and coach. I saw it today. He was talking about something. They had him headlining something. And I literally turned the TV down because I want to hear that bullshit. So anyway, Matt knows about his boy. Once your boys complaining about Matt, you can tell us about it because I ain't want to hear it. All right, real quick, after this, Ms. Carey, we're going to let you give your rant for the day, your headline for the day. And what other team to talk about than the Patriots and the Falcons? 25-0 at home in the dome. Mercedes-Benz Dome. 25-0. In the last 3 games, the Falcons have scored 13 points in the last 3 games that they played. This is what I'm talking about in my rant as far as being a commissioner. That's a fine. That should be a fine, Irv. If you only score 13 points in 3 games, I mean, if in 3 games you don't have an average that's double digits, get your ass out this league. You got to go. I mean, you NFL make a deal with Canada, and let's go to Canada for a year, put them on probation. And if you can't win up there, in Canada, don't bring your ass back down here. I mean, come on, Irv, help me out.
I can't help you with that one. Come on. Don't do that. Come on, man.
Don't do what?
They're trying, okay?
Irv.
They're
What?
No,
trying.
you're not. Irv, you can't be 25-0 against a rookie quarterback.
Bad.
A rookie quarterback.
He balling.
And he balled. I mean, look, I'm if they played the Falcons every week, I'd be calling that joker Young Tom or Young Brady or whatever. Because they made that joker look like he is a genius. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see him miss one throw. He just marched up and down the field on them. Miss Carey, talk to me about your team.
I mean, in truth, like the first half of the game, the defense kept him down. Like they were hitting him, they were pressuring him, they sacked him.
And he's still scoring. He's still scoring points on you.
No. It wasn't like the big scores came at the fourth quarter. I think they scored two touchdowns on us or something like that in the fourth quarter. But eventually the defense got, I mean, they were giving the ball back to the offense, and our offense just looked like shit. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't do nothing. Obviously, we can't do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so many problems. I mean, I don't like your front office. I don't like your the new coach. I mean, he's supposed to be an offensive coordinator. That's why you hired him. Because, you had a defensive coordinator for a head coach. You hired an offensive coordinator head coach so you can beef up your offense. And I mean, they're worse than ever. I mean, they're worse than they were last year. I mean, their offense is so bad, it's not even funny. I can't believe I'm saying this, I actually feel sorry for Matt Ryan. Because he don't have the skills to even escape that rush. He doesn't. I mean, I had to, Irv, I don't like, like Joe Thyden when he broke his ankle and all that other kind of stuff. I don't like seeing that. When the guy from Kansas City a couple years ago got hurt real bad, what's his name? The quarterback. You know what I'm talking about. Alex Smith, thank you. Had a bad leg injury. I don't like seeing that stuff. So when that stuff happens on TV, I do like this. I had to close my eyes. I can't watch it.
And I hate
I can't watch it. And you know how many times I did that the other night watching the Falcons?
Hey, from the coin flip.
Hey, I got a crook in my neck.
Yeah.
Heads and tails, heads.
But they did better. They did better in the second half, giving him time. He had time. He just didn't have. I mean, who was he going to throw to? We don't have Ridley. We don't have one of our tight ends. We don't have our running back. I mean, everybody was out. We were running with Mike Davis and Kyle Pitts. That's who we had. That's it.
But why don't you have those people? Why don't you?
I don't. Well, you said Calvin Ridley's on the Julio Jones plan.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. The culture. It's the culture.
Learn from the best.
Thank you. It's the culture. It's the culture of the Falcons. They know all they got to do is hang out down there in Magic City, do what you want to do. You go in, show out for a couple games. They're going to extend your contract. And then you're going to be on the Julio, like you said, be the next Julio Jones, be the next, who was my man, the defensive end they had? You know what I'm talking about, Vic Beasley. They did all them guys. That's all you got to do. It's a terrible culture. That's all I'm going to say. It's a terrible culture. But I'm going to tell you this. When I become NFL commissioner, if you had to, like the Falcons are right now, you on a 3-game losing streak, whatever, ain't score but 13 points in 3 games, you got to have an alternative name for your team. So until you get back to 500, Irv, we're going to call them the Atlanta Pigeons instead of Falcons.
You can call them the football team.
The Atlanta Pigeons.
Not the Pigeons.
The 49ers, they're going to be the 69ers until they
fighting Garoppolos.
Why,
What's ugly about that?
You're going to be the 69ers. You know why, Irv? Because you suck.
The fighting Jimmies.
So you're going to be the 69ers. I'm just telling you, we're going to come up with new names for all these things. They have to have the Lions going to be the Bunnies. We're going to call them the Bunnies. You got to have an alternate name. Every team in the NFL. Think about it. Think about how many jobs I'm going to create as NFL commissioner. Do you know how many more product lines they're going to have to come out with in the NFL for all of these things I'm talking about? They have a little bunny with the lion logo on them and all that stuff. Come on, Irv. Listen. I'm a man of the people.
Jets. Don't forget the Jets.
The Jets.
Just bring back the paper bags, man.
The Jets. You know what we're going to call the Jets? The Hoopties.
Soul Planes.
The New York Hoopties.
The New York Soul Planes.
Soul Planes.
Soul Planes. There you go. You call them the New York Spirit. Whatever. They'll be like those WNBA teams, the Spirit.
The Mercury.
All their mascots are abstract. Dude, I'm so tired of these doggone teams like this. I don't know what to do. I don't know how. If you are a Falcon fan, I'm going to say this one more time. If you are a Falcon fan, it's either because you were born into it or you just dumb. I mean, I'm not dumb, just stupid. Because there is no way in the hell you could possibly ride with this franchise through the ass whippings I see them taking. I mean, that was just embarrassing the other night.
But you ride with the 49ers, so that doesn't make you an asshole.
Yeah, but 49ers ain't never been as bad as Falcons. Ain't never.
You just called them the 69ers.
Never. And we've had some 49ers have had some lean times, and they've been as lean as the Falcons. Like that thing the other night, that was an absolute travesty. If I was off the blank, I would have walked into the room and said, "All y'all get the hell out. Everybody, I'm just starting over. Just get the hell out of here." I mean, it was terrible. It was a straight embarrassment. I mean, it was. And not only that, was it in prime time? Were they playing in prime time the other night?
Yeah.
I know somewhere because I know it was all over TV.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's right. The Thursday night, the only show in town. Thursday night, the only show in town. That was just awful. So I'm done with them. Miss Carey, like I said, now we'll go ahead for your headline of the day.
Well, thank you. Mine was a little late in coming. I'm just thinking about it. But I heard earlier Stephen A. Smith said that nobody fears LeBron James like they used to fear Michael Jordan. And JJ Redick went ham on First Take against Stephen A. Smith, right?
Really? I missed this.
He said, what do you mean? Like, who doesn't fear LeBron James?
Everybody.
And Stephen A. Smith went on to try to, rebuttal, right? But JJ Redick was like, I played the game. You didn't play the NBA game. And people fear LeBron James as much as they feared Michael Jordan. The argument, yes, exactly. I think the same is true. I think that there's some truth to what Stephen A. Smith said. When I was listening to, I don't know if you guys heard the Kevin Garnett, J.R. Ryder story when they were talking about J.R. Ryder was.
Oh, Miss Carey, he done cut you off. God, dog. Travis cut you off, Miss Carey.
Dang, Travis got the stopwatch over there.
I went over.
Travis got the stopwatch. That's cold. That's cold. And I remember that story she was about to say too.
Yeah. Okay, I see how it works though. Now I know.
Anyway, listen, guys. We're going to keep that thing going so y'all get your headline ready. I'm going to let Travis. Y'all get your headline ready for next week because we definitely going to do that. Guys, it's hard. I know it's hard. But you got 1 minute to get it in. That's pretty good.
We got basketball games next week, man. I ain't going to be thinking about this.
All right. Let's finish up with NFL. We talk about a little bit of college before we get out of here. Giants and Bucks, real quick. Jason Garrett got fired today as the offensive coordinator of the New York Giants. I don't know why the hell he was ever the offensive coordinator. Anyway, what do you think, Miss Carey?
Had to happen.
Irv.
He's going back to Dallas.
Oh my God, I hope not. Oh my God, that would just be a tragedy. Texans beat the Titans 22-13. Is it truly no Henry? No way. Miss Carey.
Is it truly what?
No Henry, no way.
Oh yeah.
If you ain't got Derrick Henry, there ain't no way you gonna win.
Absolutely.
Irv.
100%.
I think so too. I mean, I know that Jason and Travis are big time fans of that damn quarterback, Tannehill.
Tannehill going to retire and become mayor.
All right.
And then Julio is being Julio. I think he's out now with a hangnail on his pinky or some kind of shit, and he's gonna be out for like a month because his girl who works on it for him is taking a bus from Atlanta to Nashville so she can get the hangnail out. So he's gonna be out for like 4 weeks for waiting on her to get there.
So, Coach, that's culture too.
What's that?
So Julio Jones playing the same reindeer games in Tennessee that he played in Atlanta. Are we saying that Tennessee also has a culture problem?
No, I'm saying that Tennessee could develop one because when you bring in people like Julio who start doing that kind of mess and showing people how he survived as long as he has in the NFL. And I'm telling you guys, there are a lot of guys in the NFL who are just trying to remain in the NFL. And they do things like that to help preserve their career. You know, it's kind of like in the NBA when these guys are taking these off games when everybody showed up to see LeBron, and guess what? They got LeBron on hiatus tonight because they're resting him for the playoffs. You know, the NBA is talking about that a lot, about how they're trying to get those guys to stop doing that. And but the bottom line is at the end of the day, it's a long, grueling season, and those guys are trying to preserve their bodies and their careers. I mean, it's that simple, and some more so than others. Because there are some guys out there who, you know, I can't remember, they said Ndamukong Suh or somebody the other night had played in like 175 straight games, some absurd number. And he like, damn, you know, I mean, that's like 16 seasons and just ain't missed a game. And then there are some people like Julio, who, you know, Julio ain't played a full season ever. I mean, however long he been in the NFL, he ain't played no full season ever. And I mean, you're gonna find some guys like that. So I mean, it is what it is. She said you only got 45 seconds. Matt Cowlett said he was timing you, Miss Carey. You only got 45 seconds.
Oh,
thank you. Bump you, Travis. I'm coming for you.
Oh, Travis started when she said That's what it was.
Rick Randall said Jason Garrett never impressed me. No Derrick Henry, no way. I agree with you, Rick. On both of those accounts there. All right, real quick, we got a couple more games to talk about. Cardinals and Seahawks. Cardinals win 23-13. What do you think, her?
Expected.
Miss Carey?
Yeah, is Seahawks quarterback still out?
Nope.
I think he played.
Playing?
I think he played.
Oh, yeesh.
Yeah, and I think Kyler Murray was out. I don't think he played. I think he's still hurt. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna have to start giving Irv and the Cardinals their props. Remember, I haven't given them any props yet.
And then here we go. These are games I'm talking about. I purposely saved these games for last. Dolphins and Jets, 24-17. I mean, why even play that game? I mean, look, let's just save the money, save the travel. You know, you don't have to pay all your people that work the game and the stat, all that. Just give them like half their money and let them stay home. And let's just flip a coin. I mean, it's just faster and quicker and everything because it don't even matter. It don't even matter. Let's just flip a coin and be done with it. Just be done with that. Dolphins 24, Jets 17. I mean, who gives a damn? And then here's another one. Where's my other one that I had this like that? It's another one on here. Hold on. That's just absolutely Oh, Lions and Browns. Lions 10, Browns 13. My question is, when you win a game like that, if you're the Browns, should it really count as a win? When a team like the Lions, you only beat them 13-10. I mean, should that that's another thing, Miss Carey, I'm telling you. For these in the hole in the wall teams and whatnot, if you don't beat them by at least 20 points, that's a fine. That's another fine right there. That's a $500,000 fine, right? $500,000. If you can't beat a team like that by more than 20, the Lions, the Falcons, the Browns, the Bengals, the Raiders, all these teams like that, or the Giants, the Jets, the Dolphins. If you can't beat them by 20 points, that's a $500,000 fine. You know, I'm finna turn the NFL upside down. When
you're gonna solve world hunger with all that money.
One is gonna get you out the door the first hour you even start talking.
Oh no! Listen, I guarantee you what, ratings are gonna be through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Ratings are gonna be through the roof, and the Boo Mitchell
ratings will be in the sheet hall.
Bet your ass on that. Bet your ass on that. I will have more ratings than ever. More than dog. Who was the commissioner before Goodell was in there?
Tagliabue.
Tagliabue, thank you. I'll have more boo than Tagliabue when I get up in there. Watch and see what I'm trying to tell you. I'm a set it off. Real quick, got some college headlines if y'all didn't hear about today. James Franklin.
Whoa. You can't cover the Bengals, baby. Don't even start that.
Your time's up, sir.
Did I not talk about the Bengals?
That's 1 minute, Travis.
Did we talk about the Bengals?
No.
I thought we talked about the Bengals.
Go Bengals. We beat the Raiders 32-13.
I'm glad you did that, Travis. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you notice how I said the 49ers beat the Jags 30-10. But am I celebrating that shit? Because it's shit. And that's why I'm not celebrating it.
I'm just saying,
you want to celebrate
I mentioned. I'm just mentioning ours.
Because you are who you are, you want to glorify beating the Raiders. And I mean, it was a trash win anyway. 32-13. 32-13. What did I just say? What is that? You beat them by how much? 19 points. Fine. $500,000 fine ain't 20. That's exactly my point. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Trash ass win. And that's just like a Falcon fan. Hey, yeah, baby. Yeah. Falcons are back. We beat the Jets 10-7. Yes. That's what you had to put up with. See what you had to put up with, Miss Carey. Did you just see what you had to put up with? See what people in the NFL, y'all ain't got to put up with that when I become commissioner. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all ain't never gonna have to put up with that when I become commissioner. Because that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about right there. Anyway, as I was saying, James Franklin, who had been rumored to be heading to USC to be the new man down there, apparently not just folks like us, but some of the brass up at Penn State listen to the Twitters and all this stuff too, because they signed James Franklin today to a 10-year contract extension for some big bank, similar to the one that Mel Tucker got at Michigan State. So I'm happy to see, I won't lie, I'm happy to see some black head coaches in college, because a lot of times there aren't that many who are making some big bank and securing some big time contracts. So my hat's off to those guys. I think both of them are class acts. I think both of them are very good coaches. I think both of them are very, very recruiters, very charismatic. If you've been around, I've had the pleasure of being around both of them and actually talking to both of them. So I wish them the very best. I hate the Big Ten, y'all know that, and both of them are in the Big Ten. But I wish them the best. I think that's good news. What do you think, Herb?
Yeah. We all said that he was going to leave.
We did.
And this 10-year contract?
10 years.
He'll be gone after 4. But
maybe.
I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's staying. More college football teams need traditional coaches to stay at the schools as long as possible.
Yep.
We don't have that anymore. I'm happy for him. All
right, somebody said CFB playoff. Georgia's number 1. Ohio State's number 2. Bama is 3. Cincinnati is 4. Michigan's 5. Notre Dame is 6. One thing I can promise you is it won't stay that way because they're not going to have Georgia and Alabama play each other first. I can tell you that right now. So somebody's going to move up. Somebody's going to move down. Ohio and Alabama are probably going to switch where Alabama will be number 2 and Ohio State will be number 3. That way they'll have to play Georgia first and get their ass knocked out like they do every year. And anyway, it'll be something different. I can tell you that. It ain't going to be that. I can promise you it will not be that when it's finished. And who knows what's going to happen when Alabama plays Georgia in the SEC championship game. And so we'll see what happens then.
But why is Cincinnati still getting dogged?
They're number 4. What's wrong with 4? Is 4 not good enough?
They should be okay. If you say your
hold
schedule,
on, Irv. Hold on now. Let see. I think, and if I was on that committee, I would do the same thing. I would say, if you had Cincinnati play against Georgia, Ohio State, or Alabama, could they beat anyone else?
It doesn't matter. They beat the number 6 team on that
list. It does matter, but it does matter. They beat
the number 6 team on that list.
But it does matter.
But they beat the number 6 team on that list. Nobody else.
I know that's why they beat number 16. That's why they had 4.
But nobody else beat any of them top teams in there.
I know, but I'm just trying to tell you. You just have to have common sense got to come into play.
Well, Georgia
and common sense is that if you line Cincinnati up against any other team, it's gonna be a mollywhopping.
But Georgia over there beating up Vanderbilt and Furman.
Hey,
and Cincinnati beating 18.
Do your hair, Miss Carey. Show them what a mollywhop is.
That's all right. Look, first of all, I'm already mad because Michigan shouldn't be higher than Michigan.
Finish
State.
him.
Yeah, Michigan shouldn't be that high either. Anyway, in hell, Michigan should be at number 5. But Ohio State gonna drum them this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And ain't no telling how far they'll fall.
Oh yeah.
Does anyone think Notre Dame should be climbing the way they are? I don't really, to be honest with you. But there's nobody else. Who else you gonna put up there, Matt?
The only loss is to Cincinnati.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Who else you gonna put up there? I don't believe Notre Dame's that good either. And if Notre Dame gets up there, I don't think it really matters this year. I think Georgia is just overwhelmingly better than everybody. And I don't see how anybody, including Alabama, is going to beat them. And Alabama will lose to them, I think, in the SEC championship game. And then if they remain in the top 4 and they have to play Georgia again, they might not lose by as much, but I still think they're going to lose. Unless the old man has some stuff up his sleeve, because it's going to take some coaching this year. It's going to take a lot of coaching because just personnel alone, Georgia better than everybody. It's Georgia and then everybody else. The only other team that can make it is Oklahoma State. Somebody said. Matt said, I believe. So, anyway.
Big 12 schools.
Yeah, man, nobody care about no Oklahoma State. I mean, you know, y'all, what they calling them now? They can't be calling the Big 12 still.
The Big 4.
Do they have a conference now, I think? Is that the one that everybody was like leaving? So everybody's going to start something and leaving them out.
That's the independent 1B.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's just going to be a mess. Anyway, folks, it's after 9 o'clock. It's 9:04. We got to get out of here. Want to say thank you to Rick Rondo, who coaches LSU next. That's you know, they're talking about trying to get Jimbo Fisher down there. But they said Jimbo said I think Jimbo likes it at Texas A&M. I doubt if he's going anywhere. But thank you, Rick Randall, for being here. Matthew Calute, Joe Fleischer. I saw Miss Ham on here. Tom, as always. Mr. Butler, as always. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm thankful for this show and for all of you guys and Miss Carey and Irv and I guess I have to say Travis. Oh God damn! It's like Beetlejuice when you say his name.
Look who's starting this week. Thanksgiving Day.
Who's starting?
Andy Dalton.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna be. So they're guaranteed to who they playing?
Lions.
They playing the Lions.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hell, I can go start and beat the Lions. So that ain't gonna tell us a damn thing. I can tell you that right now. I can go start and throw the damn ball underhanded like I do, Travis, and beat the damn Lions. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving. I love the fact that the Falcons are on display on Thanksgiving Day. Who they play, Matt? Who are the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving?
Hold on.
The Raiders, yeah.
Oh my God, they should win that. Let's pray that they win that one.
Ooh, if they lose,
I'm trying to tell you. I mean, let's pray that they do. I'm gonna be in town. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be sitting right here watching it on TV. So my family is going to New Orleans to watch Bradley Roby play. I think they play the Bills that night, and I love Bradley Roby and all that, but I'm not taking no 7-hour ride in a car down to New Orleans. I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna be sitting my butt right here at this house. So anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all.
all right, yo.
You as well.